Hey, hey, hey. We're on. Sorry to start on a coughing note, but unfortunately I'm sick. Sick. Me and my emo hair is getting a bit too big now. Welcome, one and all, to the Quad Therapy. Today I'm here by myself. Hey, Alex and Get4. Thanks for joining. Yes, today, unfortunately, Mr. Drone Junkie is sick, and so am I, as you can probably hear. Uh, but that would not deter us to continue with the quad therapy. Or will it? Maybe a little bit. Anyways, what are we going to talk about today? Today I have something quite unique that I've been working on recently, and I wanted to show. Ah, this quad therapy, by the way, is not going to last a long time. Probably maybe an hour if I make it through. I do need therapy. uh, some drugs. I've taken every drug. Uh, what can I say? Anyways, we have something very special to show you today, and we're gonna talk about a couple of things, which I even forgot to list for today. That's how unprepared I am today. But no matter, we're gonna be talking about. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Ah, it does work. This, what's that? Oh, it's an Orlando, Orangle Orlando, you might think, but it's not. Let me show you why not. Because this is actually a 3D printed Orlando. So those of you who have been following the channel for a while, you've probably seen us playing with these cars. Yeah, and these are actually Orlando cars. So they have like a suspension and full gearing system inside, a little motor that turns all of this pinions here and then turn the wheels. So I've done one myself, and that's pretty much what came out of it. So this is the first. I don't know if it's the first. Doesn't really matter. Pretty sure there's no others. Fully compatible. Oh, sorry, I was muted through all of that. Anyways, what I was saying is that this is this is one of the examples of how crazy this Orlando stuff can go. And this is the build was made by Drew Bean, and I just 3D printed a little carcass for him to use in this for this 8-wheeler, and it's pretty much like all anything you can imagine, you could potentially create one. See if I can find any other that I can show. Oh, actually, yes, this one is pretty good as well. So this is also a modified little Jeep that Thomas Ashley made. Yes, so this courses are made fully by this gentleman that you just saw there on the screen. His name is Thomas Ashley, and he created all of the courses that you can see. Well, not now, but that you can see on this video. And funnily enough, we are just amazing. Funnily enough, we are on the same group. So if you head on to Orlando Collectors Club, I just posted a little. Here you go. I just posted a little post that Dream Drone Junkie is considering making an event out of this. So if you're not in this group, it's called Orlandoo with 2 O's, which is the brand of this little Jeep here, as you can see. Orlandoo. So we have a little Facebook group called Orlandoo Collectors Club. If you're not in it, just join. I'll be sure to add you to the group. And what we're planning to do is we want to do a little event. So using the boxes that you saw there on that video, we had a ton of them already. And we want to do a little event for you guys and a special guest that's coming to Portugal, it's coming from Portugal, especially for this. You might have seen him on other videos that we posted. His name is Alex, and he's going to be here on those dates. So if you're available to come on either of these dates, please make us aware. If you're not, just let us know what if there's any other options that that you would potentially be advisable for you. Not advisable, sorry, my head is just killing me. And yes, this podcast is already bad to start with. Anyways, I have, as I mentioned before, not only created one of these tiny little things, as you can see here, but I will be posting this for you to make your own soon-ish. I don't know when, because this is still a prototype. It goes pretty well. Let me show you how pretty well is. So for those of you watching that already have Orlando's, you'll more or less understand what you should expect from Orlando. But this one doesn't exist didn't exist until now, so no one will know what it's capable of. Unlike the other Orlandos, like these ones, for example. These are 2S. This is a 1S only. So small. No, it's the exact same scale as the other ones. So actually, all of the Orlandoo parts fit in my one. Actually, this case that you can see here, that's the Jeep case that goes on an Orlando. Actually, that's a Jeep Orlandoo car, and this case was actually belonged to that, but now because it's interchangeable at this moment for the Orlando type, sorry, for the Jeep Rubicon type case only. But they're completely interchangeable, so I can change this cover, which I modeled and 3D printed. I can change this cover to this car or this cover to that car, all independently. Hey, Mr. Jam, how's it going? So you can see here that it goes fairly slowly, which is what we want for a crawler. And you can turn whatever each side. And this is the max speed that it goes, pretty much. Please don't bet to get another hobby. Well, the thing is, funnily enough, this, as you can see inside, is also FPV. And we have quite a few, uh, we've had quite a few adventures with these going around. But they're not too expensive actually, for people like, so even like people like Jeep people that spend 400 quid on something like this. This costs, I think, like fully built with everything, costs about 100 quid with a remote, if I'm not mistaken, or like 60 quid or something. But if you have a 3D printer, this is gonna be a lot less. It's not the same as this, and you can see the immediate differences. Also, this is only a prototype for now, so easy with the judging. I'm not listening before. Uh, but already you can see that it has uh, independent, um, what do you call it? Independent. Oh, my brain is gone today. I speak no English. Yeah, me neither. Independent suspension. God. And these can be made actually with a pen. So most of this, most of this thing doesn't doesn't even use components that you would find on the Orlandoo. So all of this can, even the wheels, even this can be 3D printed, and I've already tried it, and it does work. So not independent steering, sorry, independent. I forgot the name again. Bumper thing. You get the point on all wheels, and then also like what do you call it? Like um, it doesn't just go left or right; it goes left or right, conforming to depending on how you turn the steering wheel. Yeah, and all it's using is a bunch of screws, two M and 1.5 M screws, and a couple of ballpoint pen springs, and that's it. That's pretty much it. Oh, and obviously, the way that it drives, it has two slightly modified servos in the back. Actually, the servos are the same that are used here, and then one modified servo in the front. It's dirt cheap. All the electronics is three servos and a small ESC, and I think the servos are like 3 or 4 quid, and the ESC is the same, like 3 or 4 quid. And that's it. That's all you need to build a 1S tiny whoop car, which is not really tiny whoop car. Now this is quite different, and as you can see, like the suspension is a lot better, the gearing is a lot better. But I'm not trying to keep in mind. I'm not trying to like replicate this in a different way. This is something that's going to be slightly different. This is like a entry. You could call it like an entry type thing into crawling, micro crawling, which is, I guess, a new thing these days, if you can call it that. Anyways, I'm in love with this. It took me a couple of days to create this. It still needs a couple of adjustments. As you can see, like the back wheels are like floating a little bit. The front wheels a little bit as well, but you don't notice it as much when it's going because all the power comes from these wheels. So when it starts going, you notice that the wheels move a little bit back and forth, but no big deal. I think we can fix that quite easily just by either putting like something that connects to the body or just something here in the back that forces the wheels to be forward instead of just like jiggling around. Or even maybe like because it's this here in the back that make it jiggle. Maybe I can just put like something here that it's forced to go up and not jiggle around. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten to it. At this point, it goes and it turns and it's able to climb pretty small things. It's not as good as a proper Orlandoo, like that one, or this is actually like a legit Orlandoo. The other one is a bit more changed than 3D printed. So this is a legit Pajero from Orlandoo. And you can see like it has exactly everything that the other one has. And if I think we have a ton of people that never seen these, so I actually can turn it on. Look, I put a little switch underneath. Huh? How cool is that? And turn on the remote. Put it on the right channel. I think it's this.
Throttle warning.
Yep. Turn off the other one probably. No, it is on. But I think it's the wrong mode. Maybe it's this.
Throttle warning.
Oh no, this is not gonna work because this is for a different mode. But don't worry, I still have the Jeep, and this will work for sure. Again, same thing, a little switch on the bottom.
Throttle warning.
You can see, like, if I put my phone here, it just, yep, goes over, no problem. Fully proportional, that's the word I was looking for. Proportional steering. But this one has the same thing. Except this one is so light. It's so light. If we put him in a scale. Oh, microcrawling. Hey, Taz. Microcrawling is microcrawling, says Taz, is the only crawling he's done up to now after drinking half a bottle of Jack Daniels. Yeah, man. No one needs to buy. I'm just showing something that I've made. So if you turn the FPV on this, you have like 25 minutes battery. If you don't, you have a couple of hours, like 1 hour, hour and a half. This I've used it for, I don't know, a lot of time, and it's a 1S 300 milliamps. It's down to 4.12 after, I don't know, after a ton of time. But it's so light that I don't even know if it goes over the phone. Let's see. It should do actually.
Throttle warning. Switch warning.
Let's see. Oh. No, see. So the wheels are spinning a little bit. I think both cars are trying to go at the same time as well, so let's just shut that out. So the tires need a little bit of traction more, or I guess a little bit more weight onto it. The cool thing with this is that because how easy to mod these servers, man, it's super easy. The thing I made with this is because I've done, and I'm really happy about this, because I've done a ton of, all of this is 3D printed, and the internals is 3D printed as well. You can see like the little camera there and the seat next to it. So I modeled that, and because I made that, that means that I can transit most of those things into this car, and it fits just perfectly. Like look at that detail there. You can put a servo as well if you want, or with FPV inside. But I'm so happy that now I can pretty much any car that's been modeled ever can be changed into an actual functioning car with this. Probably gonna need a bit more weight. More weight. Let's see. Let me put a wrench on top of this. No, it's too heavy. But I'm pretty sure that with a little bit more traction, it'll go up like that. There you go. Just a couple of bumps because it's so light and the wheels are not really meant for this type of climbing. And it's the prototype still, so it means that the back wheels are still moving. Still not perfect, but for what I wanted, it just means that I have one more toy to play with. The thing is that with this, as I mentioned, because it's 3D printed, I have the model. I can change whenever I want. Does the camera move with the steering? No, it's all independent. You can see here there's a little four, so I have the same receiver on the other one. It's just a 4 PWM receiver, so you just put steering on one, power on the other one, camera on the other one, and then you still have one more to do something if you want. What I'm saying is that because now I've pretty much have everything that I wanted the way that I wanted, it means that I can make stuff like this go. And this is a little, well, you probably know it. If you've never seen this before, you've grown up in a, you've grown up, I don't know where. So, you can see that this one is slightly different. It's a bit longer, but I've also made, oh, there we go. I'm gonna break it now on camera. Whoa, it's pretty in there. There we go. Oh wow, it's really not coming out. Well, you'll just have to imagine that this part comes out and that's the holder that keeps the car together. So, what I've done is I've created this mount. If you have any other Orlandoos or if you just want to 3D print something and have it like in a display, that was how it was started. Let's see if we can go to Thingiverse and look for me. There we go. So if I just go over to, is it this one? Yeah. To Thingiverse, you see a couple of designs that I've made in the past. And rolling chassis. So that doesn't really show there. Maybe I can view it. Can I view it? No. Hey guys, just painting the Pajero I got from you. Oh, cool. Hey Lurgy. Good to see people using the Pajero. Man, now you've just joined just in time because now I have something new that if you get another cover, oh god, can't really swap this. No, why am I trying to take this off? I have it right here. So what you can see here on because it's not displaying for some reason, what you can see here is, see if I go to the right one. This. So what I've made is because I had extra covers or I had like new models that I wanted to put somewhere. I've made a rolling chassis that's pretty much something like this, but you can the one that's online allows you to like stretch it out back, and even the back wheels are allowed to stretch it out, so you can fit that into literally any model. And because excuse me, because I've created also other, let me see if I can show it. There you go. Other covers like the Land Rover D70, sorry, D90, or the Defender series. That means that you can 3D print a whole car and just have it on a rolling chassis, and even the wheels are available here somewhere. Rolling chassis, only slim wheels. So you have the slim wheels here that are based off someone else's wheels that they had, but were a bit thick. So you can print pretty much the whole car, like the whole thing, in one. You don't even need to spend any money if you have a 3D printed. Are there any prints for arches with bigger tires? Not for the which car do you mean? Not for the Pajero, no. I don't think so. I haven't done anything for the Pajero aside from this top thing that I took off someone else's. Somewhere online, I don't know exactly where it is. I don't think I have it. No, I don't have it. I have a couple of bull bars though, if you want, but not for again, not for the Pajero, just for the Camel Trophy cars. So if you have a 3D printer, you're in luck. You can print pretty much a whole car, really. And I'll eventually start putting up the other cars that I've already done for myself online. This way. And now, if you would like to have a rolling chassis, eventually, when I put this online, you will also be able to. Because this is so with very few modifications, I can just stretch this out and make this fit into a Pajero or this car or actually any other shell that I want to create in the future. Exciting news! Again, this is not at the moment very fiddly. It does go, but it's not not the best car ever in the world. It just emulates a little bit of the Orlandoo, and I couldn't. There's a big kudos that I have to give to Drew Bean. I don't know if he's watching or not, but he's the one that had the idea for how to make the spring-loaded bearings and how to assemble the servos in the back. So big kudos to him. And I just put everything on Magical Tinkercad, and this came out. Super happy with that. A little bouncy as well. Super happy with that. So if you guys have any ideas that you would like to see done for these Orlandos, if you have Orlandos already yourself, or if you don't, maybe you're not jaded by the stuff that I've already done in the past. Maybe you have some other ideas of yourself. Stop teasing with that box. Yeah, please make sure to leave it on the comment. Again, a reminder, if you're not in this Facebook group called Orlandoo Collectors Club, and if you really like, excuse me, if you really like Orlando's, consider joining this group. Again, we have a little event that we want to do. We just need to know how many people are interested in coming, really, and what most of them are available. Because we're gonna have, like I mentioned before, a little surprise guest coming over, an owner of an actual D90 from Portugal. And we aim to have, as I said before, one of the biggest crawling tracks that you've ever laid your eyes upon. Let me see if I can show you a couple of videos here, because we have a few. Any videos here? Well, this is one of them that I already showed, actually. So this is a case. It's a rifle case that uses, well, that Mr. Thomas created, and uses several stuff inside. All this, none of these are rocks, by the way. They're all foam. Excuse me. And just amazing work from Mr. Thomas here. That changes the foam and makes it look like this. Like I wouldn't. First time when I saw this, I thought, oh, these are rocks for sure, right? But no, foam. These are actual pieces of pieces of wood. So we aim to have that. You're also gonna have this track here. See if I can show. Look at that. Look at that water. Beautiful water. Ideas to make scale terrain. Yeah, man. This that you see here is pretty much what's it called, like foam. I don't have it right here. Not inflatable foam. Oh my God, I'm sorry. My sickness is affecting my brain. Expandable foam. So you leave it to cure, and then you cut several pieces, or you cut the foam in a way that to make it look like this. And all of this is in a rifle case. It's just amazing. All the detail there. And then, so we're gonna have these two cases. We're gonna have, let's see if we can show you some photos as well. A lot of cool stuff in this.
Inactivity alarm.
Oh, shut up. In this forum here. Expanding foam, yeah. Well, the reason for the case is that first I can just put it anywhere that I want to. I don't have to, it doesn't have to be lingering around open. And it protects it. So if I want to transport it somewhere, I can. It's not gonna get to the other place all ruined like. So this is the other terrain that we're gonna have. A little bit of Mad Max, as you can see here. And we're gonna align these cases in a very interesting way, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm just looking to see if I find the other case. I thought I had it here somewhere, but maybe not. Again, you can see like the amount of stuff that exists on this forum. Oh, this is our friend Alex from Portugal. Oh no, sorry, this is Thomas, like showing exactly how the case is done. Hey, Rich. It's just Carlos today. I'm afraid that Jem is sick. So am I. So you can see exactly here how it's made. All expanding foam. Then it's cut, made into valleys, rivers. So this is the one that you were just seeing before, the one that takes place in Arizona. Beautiful thing. Just add pieces of wood, pieces of dirt that he finds around in his house. Yes, Jem is here with us as well. Look at this, excellent, amazing work. And it's just foam cut into shapes afterwards. So it just lays out foam. You need to have an idea of what you need to do beforehand. Lay out the foam and then chop it up. There you go, see? That's how it starts, like, and then after chopping all it up, then you can close the case and all the terrain is going to be nice and safe inside. I was looking for the other terrain that we had, but I can't really find it. Tons and tons of pictures. Look at all of that. If you're not in this forum and you like this type of stuff, Orlandoo Collectors Club, really nice. Tons of people with tons of ideas, as you can see. And it's just amazing to see all of these come to fruition. Right. So that was pretty much the things that I had to. Oh, thanks, Rich. That's pretty much the things that I had to talk about with you guys. The new type of Orlandoo prototype car, very simple, that I've been doing, all functional now. Wheels are a bit crooked. Yeah, I'll put, as soon as I have like a working model that I can post about online, I'll post online how to do one of these. It's very simple. Like after you print this, it takes a grand total of, I don't know, an hour if you're very slow, I guess, to put together. And you have to solder like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cables. That's it. Oh no, sorry. 13 cables. And you have a working car. And that's it. So that's one. The second one is about the event that we're trying to do. Again, if you're not already in Excuse me. Send some pics to your PM. Oh, okay. Oh, Jem's sending some pics to my PM. I don't have any pictures, Jem. No. No pictures. Anyways, as I was saying, 1S, I think I'll keep it 1S. And Jem proposed that I put like a little slot that I can just connect a 1S tiny wood battery. That would be interesting, but I don't know how feasible it is to just have like a well, something like that inside. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I don't know if I like the idea because it's not gonna be super easy to do. No trees to cross. Hey Tony. Oh, I got some pictures now from Jem. All right, let's show this picture. Oh, wow. Okay, these are old ones though. Okay. Wow, look at that picture. Is this Photoshopped? All right, let me show you. Let me show you guys. So the Grand Track. How's my head? My head's yeah, could be better. Sickness is not helping too much. So the grand track that we hope to have, you can see that my living room is it's not a big house, but this is my size pretty much. Like if I lay down on the ground, this is pretty much oh not my size actually. I should measure like up to here. And you can see like this is a size. This is much bigger than a person, and we have four of these cases. So with just two, you can see the real estate that we have here. Now I imagine a lot more boxes than this, and you're getting to the point where you kind of understand the track or the size of the track that we're gonna have at this event that I keep mentioning. So this was by Tom Ashley. Again, that's the case that's made that I've just shown you a moment ago. This is mine, a little Mad Maxy stuff. This is early stages of it. You can see here a couple of cases. Look at this. It's so crazy. It's mental. This is just three cases. Look at the look at the amount of terrain that you have here. Crazy. And you can see like half of the case here. It's just insane. So when you put when we put all of the cases and terrains that we have, it's gonna be you're gonna want to come to this event. Uh, a couple more. Oh yeah, that's Tom Ashley's, and then we just close it, and it's just a case that you can store anywhere. That's what I love about this case. And this picture, look, it's not this one. Is it the next one? No, it's the one after. So this is the two latest cases that Thomas did. Amazing, impressive work. The event is going to be somewhere in London. We don't know exactly where still. There's a case, and look at this picture. Wow, close-ish to London. We don't know exactly where. Look at this, just insane. Yes, closest to London. Again, if you're not in this group, join in Orlandoo Collectors Club. And I've started a pool asking like who's available on what days. What? So Tristan already put that he's available and he's not able to come to London. So if you're not in the group, and yourselves, I'll let you in. I don't think there's anyone waiting. Oh, one person wants to join this group. There we go. Already someone already added it. Yeah, so fill in the pool, and then based on the people that want to come, we will develop more on the event. So it's still a month until the date that we have booked in for this. So we still have time, but don't leave it to the last day that you want to come and then pick the wrong day. Well, you can provide realistic smoke effects for the events. Oh, awesome, man! That would be super amazing. Like, imagine having this car like going into a foggy area. We're still waiting, by the way, Tristan. If you're watching, still waiting on the night crawling event that we had. That was amazing. Where is that? I don't think it's here. It's not on the Orlandoo page, unfortunately, which is a shame. But we have an awesome night crawling track with like 5 Orlandos, and it was the best thing I've ever seen ever in my life. So we're gonna hope to make some night type of stuff in the event. I don't know exactly how that's gonna play out, but these have little lights on it, so we wanna use everything to the max extent of what we can. Uh, yes, you should get some lights in yours. Let me show you what it looks like. I have my favorite one. It has to be this one. It's just so beautiful. Oh, Jem just sent me a picture, another phenomenal picture. Look at that. My God. So that's what it looks like when the lights are on. And we did a live stream, I think, that with I don't know, six, was it six? I think it was six. And it was just something completely insane, all in the dark. So all you could see from the terrain was whatever the lights were shining on it, and it was just out of this world. And Tristan has this video, I think. Release the video, Tristan. Put it on the group. Wow. You can see here, that's the moon. That's the actual moon. None of this is photoshopped. It's all real cars here. I don't think those photos are here either. No. We should definitely put those photos here. Because there was some amazing stuff. I need to search my hard drive, see if I can find them. Again, wow, look at that. See, so this is how many lights you can have in one of these cars. Again, by Drew Bean. Like, Drew Bean, this is a guy that's truly amazing. Like, he builds so much stuff, and really improves. So it just doesn't just build; it improves on whatever he's building. And again, I'm not sure if you guys were listening before, but kudos to him because otherwise we wouldn't have. Oh, that's Jem's favorite. Yeah, kudos to Drew. Otherwise, it would take me a lot longer to develop something like this. And I think like this is gonna be such a simple and so cheap way that you can get into this thing that I don't see why people wouldn't build one of these. Like it's easier if you know the tiny track one. This is 10 times easier to build than the tiny track. The only complicated way, the only complicated thing is that you have to open up the servos, rip a tiny little thing out, and extend the cable. That's the most complicated that you're gonna get on this. And then if you know how to tie a screw and solder a couple of cables, then you're good. And in the future, I even want to do some more modifications. So maybe we can have this. I don't know. Maybe in a remote control, or maybe in a little easy car. What are we looking at? Hey, Mr. Got Tech himself. We're looking at my newest design. Well, I guess you could say mine and Drew Beans because he played a big part of this. Latest design of an Orlandoo, but fully 3D printed and not using any Orlandoo parts, except, well, maybe for the servos. Huh? How about them apples? As we were looking at. And it's fully compatible with all the Orlandoo cases. That means that you can just put a case that was for Orlandoo's here. Huh? Yes, I'll be releasing some as soon as I figure out all the stuff for this. I will put it all on Thingiverse and I'll announce it on the Orlandoo Collectors Club. Again, if you're not joined, Orlandoo Collectors Club, oopsie daisy, is the name of the group on Facebook. I think that's all my throat can take for today. uh, when my workshop is in Italy, I'll give birth to one. Yeah, man. I mean, these already exist in the form of actual, like, oh, not this one, of actual Orlandos, which are a lot harder to build. Like, it would take several days, if not a week, to build one of these for the first time. Even like experienced builders take several hours to build this. 5 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, maybe, if you do like a really fast build. So this is just something, like to start up right from the beginning. It's not the greatest car ever, but it will go over like small bumps and stuff, and it has all the cool stuff that the Orlandoo also has. But the difference is that it's fully 3D printable, slightly different. So the parts inside are not compatible with this. Yeah, just to put it out there. Just the covers are. Well, will be all of them. Right now, just I started with just the Jeep. Side servos. Oh, so these are micro servos. I'm trying to see if I can get them in what's it called? Metallic servos. So right now they're just the same servos that we actually use for the Orlandoo. That's just the steering servos. Quite cheap, like for quid or something like that. But I think we can use, if I can use like metal servos, that would be slightly better. And then if I can use like spiky wheels as well, that will make it even better. 2.2 grams. There we go. Gem for the rescue. Oh, just dislodge. Very happy with this. It didn't take too long to build, and it's fairly good. It's fairly like as a toy, just to play around. You can even put a FPV camera, like I have on this. The space inside is just immense. They're low voltage, yeah, but I think if you just use a tiny wood battery, it should be fine. I'm not gonna. You could just go 2S, I guess, but for this, works perfectly fine. And yeah, I need a little bit more weight probably because it's so light. Actually, I took the scales here to try and compare it to a fully built. Like this is pretty heavy, to be fair. 168 grams versus 65 grams. So just 100 grams less. Oh, there we go. So Louis put a couple of pictures. Did you just put it now? Do you mind if I show it? Oh, look at that. I'm just gonna show some pictures that Lurgy just put up, if you don't mind, Lurgy. In the group, steering idler. Wow, fit a bigger servo without limiting the front axle. Oh, very nice. So you can just put a. So we're in the regular Orlandos we're limited to these tiny servos that I've just shown you. But this is a little mod. That's what I mean. Like this group is so amazing with the with the level of ingenuity that people have. Oh, that's the Pajero. Very nice. And if there's tons of stuff like this, there's tons and tons of stuff. Like I showed you before, you have Drew Bean that's really good at making things even look nicer. Oh my god, look at this one as well. Converting into a 5-door car, like it's even if you don't. There we go, Drew Bean, just trying to post in something to. I think it's a brain for the 4-wheel drive. Very curious on this. Link to group. Just search in excuse me. Search in Facebook for Orlandoo with two O's collectors clubs. Sorry, collectors clubs. Yeah, explains the silverware. There you go, my Mad Max terrain. And oh yeah, soon we should. I should mention this as well. Like very recently, Phil, also a member of the group, made a auto winch. So it's a little winch. He's gonna send us some soon. Made a little winch that pulls the car in. So hope to see more on that soon. When waiting for Phil to send me a a little demo. And we will definitely show that in the Quadtherapy, which is more about cars than than it is about other things. Right. I'm gonna just show before I exit, before I stop this, because my throat is killing me already. I'm gonna show a very, it's gonna be a very little preview. Don't get your hopes up. Of something that we're gonna have next week. Wait, are we gonna have one next week? 12? Yes, yes, we're gonna have next week, hopefully, if everything goes right, on Quadtherapy. And just this is like a small little preview, just a teaser to tease you guys. And that's it. Oh, what's that? It's just a tiny little car. So just for comparison, this is the Orlando next to it, and that's the car. So it's not 132. These are all 132, by the way. It's the Orlandos. It's much smaller. But what's this car? Well, that's all I'm gonna let you guys see for now. And if you're curious, maybe you can search that. Maybe. But you're gonna be able to see this next week. So stay tuned next week to see what the hell is that Carlos is posting. I won't show it now. Don't worry, Jam. I'll show it. 143rd. Okay, so the scale for that car was 143rd. Hey, Matthew. Joining us right at the end. I'm done. My throat is completely done. Much worse than it was at the beginning. So I hope you enjoyed this little rendezvous, just showing the Orlando stuff. Again, if you're not a member of the group yet, make sure to join this Orlandoo Collectors Club. Check out the latest post. Maybe I'll put it as so people can find it. Let's pin the post. Mark as announcement. Mark as announcement. There we go. Announcement. So it should be on the top. Make sure that you vote for the option that you would like. And that's all for today's show. Next week, hopefully, I'll be better. Drone Junkie will be better. We'll have a Team Drone Junkie Quadtherapy Cooperation again. But until then, stay awesome. No, that's sorry, that's PewDiePie that says that. Oh, mine is bye bye. Thanks for joining. Keep an eye on the forum for more news. See you later. Bye.